This is from ESPN.com. Filling the needs of teams without a first-round pick in the upcoming NFL draft. For the Browns, biggest needs, linebacker, defensive end, defensive tackle. Best prospect fit at 74, Yaya Diaby, Louisville. Can't have enough pass rushers. Diaby coming off breakout season. Tested well at the Combine, 4.51 40. Leaping 10 feet, broad jump, 6'3", 263 is his size. What do you think the Browns, as we mentioned, there's not a glaring hole right now. They've kind of done a nice job of patchworking. What do you think the Browns do at 74, 99, wherever it is? Do they trade up? What do you think they try to address?
For me, because the question would be, look, I think I'd really like to get a third safety in here. But the question is, do you want to give that responsibility, to a rookie, especially someone that's going to be drafted 74 or 98? The one position for me that nobody really seems to want to talk about is what is the situation at running back? And look, I'm okay saying Jerome Ford is part of this running back room, but we're talking about a guy with 8 carries for 12 yards last year. This is a really good running back class. Normally the Browns are active in a positional group that is good and is deep is usually something that appeals to the Browns. And the other thing, it's a conversation that nobody ever wants to have. And if Nick Chubb plays another 5 years here in Cleveland, we'll all be ecstatic about it. But you have to start thinking that, at some point, there could be the aftermath of, a different running back in Cleveland. There's guys like Sean Tucker from Syracuse right now. Nobody knows what's going on. He hasn't been able to work out. He's got to go back out to Indy for a combine recheck medically. Great player, versatile, can do both ways. Kenny McIntosh, Georgia, he's a guy that can contribute as a receiver, as a runner. I think they need a little more juice in that running back room right now. Maybe you add a veteran closer to the draft because that market doesn't seem to be doing much right now. But for me, that's key. And look, Edge, to get one of these young guys, and even when I said at 42, I think you can get a guy on an athletic comparison level to Myles Garrett. I still think there's a guy that you can get athletically pretty close to Myles Garrett, either at 74 or 98. And if you can take that chance, and look, even if he's a one-trick pony, and look, the kid from Louisville, that might be the case. Even if they're only a one-trick pony right now, it's definitely worth investing in, even if it turns out to be a guy that you're going to give maybe, 12, 15 snaps each and every week as they develop. I'm more than okay with that.
Yeah, and again, you want to get guys that can be on the roster 3 years and eventually move into contribute, so you don't have to go back into the free agent market and plug another defensive tackle or defensive end or fill in the blank. Guys that can contribute at some point in the next 2-3 years.
No question. You got to get guys in here, and this is what you do when you set this up the way the Browns try to do, where you're getting to the draft and maybe not looking to draft day one starters. You are taking guys and saying, well, look, he's got a wart with this part of his game, or we need him to be 10 to 15 pounds heavier. So you're either going plug and play, which means you're drafting guys who are high 23 years old or almost 24, which the Browns usually shy away from. But so then you've got to start looking at guys and saying, well, look, he fits everything we have. We'd like him a little heavier. He doesn't have as much experience playing on the inside shade of the outside tackle as opposed to the outside shade of the outside tackle. Things that you understand. You're bringing a guy in with specific things you need to work on, and hopefully he grows in as a player.